Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set.
Initially, I was going to do it, and it kept my schedule. It just didn't work out, but I'm glad I didn't. The reason that those people went on Club Shay Shay in its first iteration before it became successful is because we saw what he did. And the reason I was going to go on it is because we saw what Skip did to him. I said any number of things about the way Skip sunned him.
Is that when he said, put your glass back on or something like that?
That was so horrible to me that I think a lot of people were determined to help this black man be successful because of what had happened to him. And to kind of curate all that and have that place that they worked so hard for you to have so you would have your own space be just an amalgamation and curate all the bull that is happening in our community seemed insulting to me.
Right. And we're talking about, man, some of the same people that rallied around him to make sure
all
he was good.
And that's why I wanted to say it, to get Stat's opinion. I knew when I said that she was going to go, yeah. No, you can't be on your way to 100 million. I keep telling Killer, right? And picking these kind of girls. You can't do that. We talked about this with Ant-Man.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men.
Club Shay Shay was once the hottest in the podcast world, but now its host, Shannon Sharpe, is drowning in scandal, lawsuits, and accusations. One day, he's landing $100 million deals. Next thing you know, he's battling a $50 million lawsuit, leaked tapes, and whispers of blackmail from some powerful insiders. Celebs like Hughley and Katt Williams have been sending warning that Shannon's ties to the industry's masters would eventually come back to haunt him.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Was Shannon Sharpe caught slipping, or is he the latest target in a twisted game of power, silence, and control? While the world was still wrapping its head around Shannon Sharpe's sudden legal crisis, Hughley dropped a scorcher online. Shannon better be glad Shannon ain't interviewing Shannon on Club Shay Shay. This comment came right as news. Broke about the $50 million lawsuit, but this wasn't a random attack. DL had been calling out Shannon for years, accusing him of using Club Shay Shay to exploit people, especially black men, for views, gossip, and clout.
I thought it got to be too messy, and I said it out loud. I think for a while, Club Shay Shay was like Wendy Williams with a weight set. Like, damn, this dude. I mean, it was messy.
To DL, Shannon's platform is less a celebration of culture and more a spectacle of drama. On Vlad TV, DL didn't mince words. He said the show had become too toxic and he wouldn't touch it. Not for fame, not for a check. According to him, the format had shifted from storytelling to stirring up drama, allowing guests to go off unchecked, sometimes without facts and often with real-life consequences. The tipping point was that viral episode with Katt Williams with nearly 90 million views.
You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case.
And the wild part?
But not everyone was impressed. DL saw it as the moment Shannon stopped curating a safe space and instead opened the floodgates for destructive narratives. And now that Shannon's facing serious heat, DL's critiques are hitting even harder. As Hughley's words echo through social media, a much darker theory is beginning to gain traction. Rumors have long suggested Shannon made an unspoken pact with industry elite who supposedly control fame, fortune, and silence in Hollywood. Multiple insiders, including critics like Katt Williams, have hinted for years that certain celebrities only rise if they agree to play by the hidden rules. The whispers claim Shannon's success was allegedly unlocked by swearing loyalty to behind-the-scenes power players. It's a theory that explains how he bounced back so quickly after the public fallout with Skip Bayless and landed deals worth tens of millions. But now that he's allegedly breached that loyalty, the very people who built him up may be tearing him down. Fans are pointing to the precision of the takedown, like the way the lawsuit hit right as he was finalizing a $100 million media deal.
Is like a fallacy or some kind of hoax or something like this, because he was about to get a bunch of money. And you know, when you're about to get a bunch of money, people that hate on you just wait until you're about to get that money and rain on your parade, but we can't say that.
The sudden leak of damaging content and the eerie silence from his industry allies. When the name Gabriela Zuniga, also known as Gabby, first surfaced, the initial reaction was disbelief. A $50 million lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe sounded like another internet hoax, but as the court documents came to light and the disturbing details spilled across headlines, that disbelief turned into unease. Gabby claims her relationship with Shannon was a toxic, manipulative, and at times violent ordeal. And what's most shocking isn't just the accusations themselves, it's how they're being backed up with receipts. According to the lawsuit, things turned dark after Shannon's viral Instagram Live meltdown. Gabby alleges that when she tried to distance herself, Shannon spiraled, showing up uninvited, crossing personal boundaries, and engaging in behavior that blurred the lines between dominance and assault. Then came the receipts, text messages that weren't just spicy, but flat-out graphic. The leaked messages hinted at a disturbing dynamic. Gabby claims she was just 19 when they first got involved, while Shannon was in his mid-50s. That alone had people doing double takes, but the deeper the texts went, the more uncomfortable things became. Shannon's camp responded by saying everything was consensual, that Gabby was just chasing a payday.
The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million.
And to support that claim, it was reportedly his own legal team that leaked those explicit messages, trying to frame the entire relationship as wild but mutual. It was a bold move meant to discredit Gabby's narrative, but it also opened the floodgates for public scrutiny. Just when the public thought things couldn't spiral further, the audio clips dropped that changed everything. These were Shannon Sharpe's own words, caught on tape in moments that many described as unhinged, aggressive, and downright chilling. In the first leaked recording, Shannon can allegedly be heard threatening Gabby after she tries to set boundaries.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
I don't...
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
It gave the sense that this wasn't an argument, but a power play. That clip alone sent shockwaves through the internet, but the second one escalated the entire situation even more. In that recording, Shannon allegedly threatens to do something in public.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might in public. Big black guy, small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what the shit you did to me.
Her attorney, Tony Busby, claims there's far more waiting to be released if this case goes to trial. That threat alone has fueled speculation that Gabby may be sitting on a stockpile of damaging material, and if even a fraction of it is as intense as what was already exposed, Shannon's legal team could be in for a brutal fight. But Shannon's side insists these clips are edited, manipulated to paint him in the worst light possible.
And I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
They argue that the full, uncut recordings would show the non-abusive context. Shannon himself even challenged Busby to release the full 10-minute version, claiming the 30-second clip was a deliberate smear designed to ruin his image. He said, "Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media." But this legal drama got deeper. Shannon Sharpe allegedly offered Gabriela Zuniga a $10 million settlement to make it all go away, silence in exchange for a massive payout. Both legal teams were reported reportedly deep in talks, close to finalizing the deal. But then, out of nowhere, Gabby's side turned it down and went straight into a public lawsuit. To many observers, this was the moment the narrative took a sharp turn. Shannon's critics began arguing that innocent men don't drop 8-figure offers just to avoid a trial.
For him to offer 10 million says that there might be some truth to this, because I'm not offering nobody no 10 million if I know I didn't do anything.
But others claimed Gabby knew what she had was worth even more in front of a jury, or maybe she wasn't acting alone. Mace and Cameron, during their It Is What It Is podcast, hinted at a third party behind the scenes.
And I think the only reason that 10 million didn't work, Killer, I want to know how you feel about this. I think the 10 million didn't work because the need is cut. You know, just allegedly. I'm not saying there is a right. Let me give you. It's just an idea. This is just an idea, right? So if there's a right. Why y'all keep laughing? That nigga worth a lot of money. You know how guys be, and they pushed her on her, and then she said 10. He was like, 10 is my 10. You gotta put in your number for yourself. That don't have nothing to do with mine. 10 is mine. That's what we discussed.
Mace even joked that Gabby might be taking orders from someone else, someone pushing her toward a bigger payday in court. It may have sounded like sarcasm on the surface, but fans weren't laughing. If there was someone influencing Gabby's moves, the idea of a strategic takedown became harder to dismiss. The $10 million offer wasn't just a settlement. It was a signal that something bigger might be at play. It's all about power, leverage, and silence. And when Gabby declined the deal, she lit a fuse that might expose it all. Once the lawsuit went public and those audio clips began circulating, the fallout was immediate. ESPN, the network that had recently embraced Shannon Sharpe as a public personality, didn't wait for court proceedings or formal judgments. They quietly pushed him to the sidelines, urging him to step away from his on-air duties. And that silence said everything. Because when corporations back away this fast, it means they're protecting themselves, not their talent. But ESPN wasn't the only one to retreat. Stephen A. Smith, once one of Shannon's loudest and loyal advocates, suddenly fell quiet.
With that being said, it's important to point out a couple of things. Number one, I was not there. I can provide no eyewitness account. And even though I got love and respect for Shannon Sharpe, and I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him, I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt from a knowledgeable place, because I have nothing to do with this. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. I don't even know this person. I know what the reports said.
When it came to Shannon, he disappeared from the conversation. Fans started asking why one of the most powerful voices in sports journalism wasn't saying a word while his co-host got dragged to the ground. And then there was Shannon's pending $100 million podcast deal. After splitting from Colin Cowherd's The Volume Network, Shannon was reportedly bringing Club Shay Shay to the highest level. His platform was hotter than ever. But when the lawsuit hit, everything stalled. Suddenly, the man who was days away from cashing in was stuck in this uncertain phase. That timing raised even more suspicion. Why just before he was set to level? Up in a major way? Some are calling it coincidence. Others, especially those aware of the entertainment industry methods, see a pattern. The same thing happened with other celebrities who were about to break through a ceiling and then suddenly got hit with explosive allegations, scandals, or lawsuits. And if that's true, it means this isn't just a PR crisis. It's a calculated move to stop momentum and possibly erase everything Shannon built. A darker theory quickly began gaining serious traction that painted the entire scandal as more than just legal drama. According to a few high-profile voices in the industry, Shannon Sharpe might be the latest target in a strategy used by Hollywood: control through blackmail. And if that sounds like conspiracy fodder, consider this. Some of the same names now being whispered in Shannon's downfall were once linked to Diddy's allegations and scandals. The same rumor mill that accused Diddy of keeping a vault of blackmail material on his inner circle is now suggesting Shannon may have been caught in a similar trap. Industry veterans like Katt Williams have spoken publicly about the powerful, unseen forces that build up stars only to tear them down when they step out of line. In Katt's Club Shay Shay interview, he made several cryptic references to celebrities paying the price of independence. Many missed it at the time, but in hindsight, it reads like a warning aimed directly at Shannon himself. Insiders now claim there's a network of elites who collect any receipts that could be used as a weapon if the star ever forgets who put them on. And in Shannon's case, the recent leaks are starting to look less like isolated events and more like coordinated strikes. stakes. Even the way the evidence has trickled out feels intentional, like someone's holding the rest of the deck and waiting. For the moment Shannon tries to fight back, this theory suggests the Gabby situation isn't just a messy breakup or a civil case, it's the distraction, a tool being used to apply pressure until Shannon fades or falls back in line. As the dust continues to swirl around Shannon Sharpe, the public is left split between two narratives. On one hand, there's the image of a man betrayed, caught in a scandal engineered to silence or destroy. On the other, a celebrity who became tangled up in accusations that no amount of fame can erase. Gabby's team has remained nearly silent throughout. That kind of discipline isn't normal for someone seeking fame. It's strategic and calculated, like they're waiting for the exact moment to strike. Meanwhile, his allies are vanishing, his platform is stalling, and the pressure is building. Fans are picking sides, but most agree on one thing. This case doesn't feel organic. Whether Shannon is guilty or innocent, the precision and timing of these events make it impossible to ignore the possibility of something larger at play. And when major personas and industries start distancing themselves all at once, it suggests there's more at stake than just a court verdict. What started as whispers of controversy has exploded into a storm of legal threats, leaked evidence, and eerie silence from the very institutions that once championed him. Whether he's being framed by unseen forces or finally facing the consequences of past choices, it's clear that this isn't just a scandal. Everything surrounding Shannon all points to something beyond the surface level drama. Shannon may not just be fighting for his career, he might be fighting against an industry designed to destroy him, and unfortunately, the truth may never fully come to light. What do you think? Is Shannon the villain or the warning?